Most Dragon Quest religion is on your side. What, you mean because you can resurrect your people at the church? Or because there's like a goddess or whatever? That's generally good. There's also usually a demon lord though. Rubia, yeah. That's true. That's true. Like I said, there's usually the other side at the same time though, like there's usually a demon lord or whatever that's being worshipped by their own little cult. The Cult of Harkon, yeah. Dragon Quest 2.
My deepest thanks to you for agreeing to this ceasefire, Queen Rakura, Emperor Nile.
As
That's
I
the queen,
recall from
okay.
the Assyrian treaty of 350 years ago, the Praetorium was to refrain from intervention in times of war. And yet here you are intervening. But I trust you have a suitable justification, Your Eminence.
Naturally. But first, to ensure impartiality in these negotiations, may I present Nira, acting chairman of the Argentum Trade Guild. Furthermore, representing the Tantalese.
Oh.
His Highness, the Crown Prince Ozikairis Brunev Tantal.
Ozikairis.
Also be attending.
The Crown Prince? The prodigal Prince of Tantal.
What a spectacle!
Oh, these guys again.
Seems the Praetor has as much clout around here as ever.
Could we not just take them out here and now?
Good point. All the principal nations' heads gathered here. It'd make things easy later.
The way to the world tree must first be opened. Wiping out mankind is the easy part. We could manage that ourselves.
Oh, so they need us to open the way to the world tree.
That isn't our only goal, remember? We must wait for the stage to be set.
Is Jin serious about this?
Yeah. I've been wondering that myself.
Oh man, what are they planning to do in Elysium?
Oh, he's serious. He always is. He will annihilate mankind, and then he will kill the architect.
Oh.
Now, it seems Mor Ardain has been accused of a unilateral breach of treaty in this matter. Emperor Nile, I open the floor to you. Is there anything you wish to say?
While we are still conducting investigations into the cause, it cannot be denied that weaponry belonging to our forces was discharged against Uriah. Regardless of any possible reason and circumstance, we are prepared to offer recompense for this grave offence.
So you want to settle this with money?
We will provide any compensation deemed necessary.
Perhaps I'm misunderstanding. To my ears, it sounds almost as if you mean to imply that the blame for these offences does not lie with your Majesty at all.
We are investigating. I ask that we not draw any hasty conclusions.
What need is there for investigation? I believe a cause has already been established. There are witnesses.
And that would be?
Dorna.
What a preposterous notion. The people you speak of are merely a terrorist group. How could they possibly command that measure of...
It's the truth. I, Ozyclyrus, swear this in the name of King Eulogimenus Tantal.
Can confirm ex-chairman Banner give these people some kind of supplies. Military supplies, methinks, and in great number, yes.
But why would...
What if I were to tell you that the Aegis Malus, who raised the world 5 centuries ago, was involved?
Ridiculous. Everyone knows he disappeared in a blaze of flame.
He's very much alive, believe me. That arsehole, the Aegis, has confronted us in person. And if my word is not enough for you...
Bring in the other Aegis. Yep.
A blade? But that core crystal...
This is another Aegis, named Mithra. Your Highness has heard of her, surely?
So the rumors that reached us were true. Who is its driver?
If you knew that, I dare say your surprise would be even greater. But that is not the matter we are here to discuss, Your Highness. This is a dire situation.
$6 already. Mithra's been in there for a long time now.
We've just got to trust them. They're dealing with the leaders of whole nations. It's not like there's anything you or me can do to help.
I've noticed something about Malos. He's an Aegis, but you wouldn't know it from how he's fighting. I'm pretty sure he's damaged in some way.
You mean he can't use the full extent of his powers?
The wounds I dealt in our battle long ago may not be completely healed. His end goal is Elysium. He wants to go back to the place he was born. There he can heal until his powers have recovered.
Gotcha.
If Malos is allowed to restore himself,
the horrors of 5 centuries past will return.
Or worse still, Malos's goal is simple. He means to destroy humanity in its entirety.
Why would anyone desire that?
Perhaps he doesn't even need a reason. It seems to be a deep-seated drive. An instinct. As natural as breathing.
All of this is my responsibility.
Praetor Amalthus? Whatever do you mean?
It was none other than I who awakened Malos and unleashed him upon the world.
So, Your Eminence, the rumor that you were once Malos's driver is...
I never intended to obscure the truth. It is writ plain for all to see in history books. I was a fool. It was to prevent such foolishness that all passage to the World Tree was forbidden after the Aegis War. However, it has become apparent that the laws of men do not apply to Malos.
So send us to the World Tree.
The time may have come to lift that restriction.
I mean, that's exactly what Malos wants, though.
I appreciate this.
Don't think you've earned my trust. But since Rex is going to Elysium, their paths are bound to cross. That's all.
I'm surprised. You seem so devoted to the boy.
It's for both our sakes. But you, Amalthus, who is it that you're living for?
All right. Oh, they're holding a funeral for Fawn. Gotcha. Don't have Morag. Probably still with the Emperor. Filler section. What? You kidding me?
I guess they did call her a goddess. The state funeral makes sense. Shouldn't you be with him?
He's a boy. Best not to bother them at times like this.
I expected you'd be more clingy. You really are different from her.
Actually, letting him be was more her idea than mine.
Really? Pirates? Get out. So wait, you're saying you want to go be clingy or what?
I'll burn you.
I kid. Sheesh.
I think the Japanese voice acting might be better. I heard some of it. I mean, this isn't bad. It's just be better.
It's weird though.
What is?
I mean, don't you think it's odd? Normally, if a blade or its driver dies, it'll just go back to being a core crystal. So why is Fan just dead?
He broke the crystal.
I did wonder the same thing. There's only one way I know for a dead blade to keep its physical form. Remember Minoth? I mean Cole. He was a flesh eater.
Yeah.
But Fan wasn't a flesh eater. I can say that for sure.
What's that?
That's the shape of Fan's core crystal. Well, how it used to be.
But now it's a triangle.
Rex and I are quite a unique case, but this is different still.
How is it different?
If a blade shares its core with another, its shape changes in a uniform fashion. In our case, the center part went to Rex and the outer part to us. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be a rule.
But Fan's isn't like that.
Exactly. It looks more like someone stole her core, doesn't it?
Gotcha. I listened to the Japanese a little bit, and the Japanese ones, Pyra's name is Homura. The goddess of Indal won't be an easy position to replace. Rex, what are you going to do from here on out? If we're going to reach the World Tree, we'll need the Praetor's help, but... Master Rex, there you are. Praetor Amalthus wishes to speak with you. He's waiting in the audience chamber. Perfect timing. Maybe he wants to talk about the World Tree. I'm afraid I cannot say. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get ourselves on over to that audience chamber then. What's up? What my companion meant by that was salutations. For some reason, I can't forget the sight of Lady Fawn's face as she gazed upon the tales of all rest of creation. She looked so strangely melancholy. I can't imagine what she must have been going through her mind. The, like, chanting music in Indal is pretty. All right. Floating core crystals? They're in like a double helix like DNA.
My apologies. Did I keep you waiting?
No, not really. What were you doing?
I was cleansing the core crystals.
Interesting.
It markedly increases their resonance success rate. Bonding with the crystal carries certain risks, you understand.
I know.
When I became the driver of an Aegis, this power was awakened in me.
Does that mean Rex can do it?
So I might be able to do it too?
Yeah.
Who knows? Different people are cut out for different things.
Right, yeah.
Now then, my work is done for the day. Come with me.
What did you mean by the time of the game's filler section?
A special envoy? To Tantal? Me?
Oh, we're not going to the World Tree.
Correct. Behold. As a salvager, I imagine you are already aware, but this is Allrest, the world we currently inhabit. We make our home on Titans, moving in circles around the World Tree. And here lies the Great Void. This void came into being 500 years ago. It did not exist prior to that.
So I've heard. It's in our way anyway. It stopped us reaching the World Tree.
The Great Void is carved from the Cloud Sea by a monstrous beast known as Ophion.
Wait, you mean that thing?
To be precise, it is an artifice, a servant of the Aegis.
Of Mithra?
So that thing is Mithra's. Then what did it attack us for? Doesn't make sense.
Ophion was felled in the ancient battle with Malos, sinking below the clouds. This means someone must have revived it.
Correct.
And you're saying that someone was Zeke's home country, Tantal?
Yes. They gave Ophion one directive: to ensure that none approach the World Tree. They sought to prevent a repeat of the horrors of the Aegis War, so an obstacle was created, the Great Void.
How did they manage a feat like that?
Zeke didn't know about this?
As I've said, mankind is regressing. Only one artifact remains that can rescind Ophion's orders, and it lies in Tantal.
It's called the Omega Fetter, and it's guarded by the royal family.
Zeke did already know it.
I'll take you to it.
I've prepared your envoy documents already. Your quest is to set foot in Elysium, correct? Malus and his ilk will surely seek the Omega Fetter for themselves. I would ask you to reach Elysium before they do, and inform me of what you find there. Do it as a favor for a once foolish old man, and so that people may have a future in this dying world.
Okay. You never played any Dragon Quest games, huh, Helipine? They're a lot of fun. They're all kind of old school, because Dragon Quest hasn't really changed up its systems over the years. Only little changes. But, whereas Final Fantasy tries to remake itself every generation, Dragon Quest seeks to just refine what it already has. They don't, they play it safe, I guess. And like, whereas a lot of RPGs have like a big overarching story that goes through the whole thing. Some Dragon Quest games always have that, but a lot of Dragon Quest games have a lot of smaller stories that make up little arcs as you go through the game, that then eventually somehow relate to the big story, but are kind of self-contained in each other. It depends on the Dragon Quest game, but a lot of them do that.
Tantal by ship, but once we're there, we'll need to do a spot of walking.
Especially 7.
Traveling with Shell, lad, you? Never thought I'd see the day.
I think you'll find I make a fantastic ally.
Luck of Zeke not so great. Bet we shipwrecked by tomorrow.
Cheeky furball.
We're all gonna die.
Hey, Zeke. You said before that Torna concerned you too.
He already don't join for real.
What did you mean by that?
What? Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, tell me that.
I don't know about those clans, but Torna, the country that fell 500 years ago, they were the ancestors of us Tantalese.
Ah, okay.
The people of Tantal are descended from Adam, the hero of Torna, who escaped its destruction.
Okay.
So, after Pyra fell asleep, Adam escaped to Tantal?
That's right.
That is the first I've heard of it. I have studied much history, but this story never featured. Most peculiar.
We're humble. Don't really like to brag about it. The only real trace left is in this here sigil of the royal family.
So why did you awaken Haze?
Because her power was of great use to me. Indol has found itself under attack from Torna a number of times. She was necessary in driving them back.
Really? Then why don't you seem to have any others? Blades, that is.
Driver though I may be, I am no fighter. Besides, I find the warrior monks here so reliable. They get the job done.
If you say so. I wonder, do you know why Torna are using the name of a dead country?
Jin was a blade of Torna once. Loyalty or nostalgia? Who can say? Perhaps both.
Is that really all there is to it?
You don't think so?
I don't know much about what happened while I slept.
You'll have to play the DLC to find out.
Records, either. All we have is stories passed down.
And you think that is insufficient? History is a murky thing. Only those present can truly know what took place.
But weren't you one of those present?
And that is why I offer you my cooperation.
I guess we'll find out if we go to Tantal.
Alright. So, as far as stream scheduling for this week, we are going to be playing Xenoblade today, obviously. Tomorrow and Thursday. Friday night, we're going to have another mod stream. So it'll be me, Desshire Cat, Flame, and Shadow. Trine wasn't exactly a big hit with us or the viewers, so we're switching. We're going to try Risk of Rain 2, which has been in early access for like a year, but it's actually, they're about to drop version 1.0 in like 2 weeks. And Dee's never really played like a shooter, let alone a third-person shooter. So we're gonna do some Risk of Rain 2. That'll be fun. 4-player co-op always fun. Is always fun. Saturday night we'll be back on Xenoblade 2. And Sunday night will be Chrono Trigger. We're at the sort of the final stretch of Chrono Trigger. And in future weeks, once she finishes Chrono Trigger, Desshire Cat's going to be playing Chrono Cross next.
Tensions seem high.
From what I gather, it seems an official summit is to be held between Morardane and Uriah.
A summit? You mean about the recent punch-up? But I thought...
Didn't Praetor Amalthus get him to stop and sort it all out?
Perhaps there are some discussions they would prefer Indol not to be privy to.
Besides, Uriah doesn't like to associate too closely with Indol. They'd hate to be seen as acquiescing to the Praetor's will. Got to keep up appearances, you know.
Acquiescing? You what?
Like letting him tell them what's what.
For such a spanner, you sure use some big words. How come?
Stop calling me that!
Acquiescing?
Buzz off, kitty
Really?
no-mates! Anyway, this summit would explain why Morag isn't around.
Indeed. She has much to attend to.
Shared sovereignty over Gormott.
Yes. I don't think anything less would be
Oh,
sufficient.
they're going to share Gormott.
The Senate would never approve it.
I can overrule them by decree. Of course, I would need to secure Senator Roderick's cooperation.
Imperial decree? If it's come to that, well, then I cannot dissent. I cannot help but admire your courage, Your Majesty.
That means a lot, coming from you.
Acting Chairman Nira Nira.
Sorry for intrude. Is emergency, so Nira Nira take liberty of drop by unannounced.
You certainly look troubled, Chairman. So, what is this emergency you speak of?
Well.
Well. I like Nira Nira's voice actor. If I had known, we could have Nira Nira talk like that in part 1, alright?